And we are wrestling with WWE King and Queen of the Ring. It was last Saturday. Um it took place in Jango Fett, Saudi Arabia, at the Pontiac Silverdome. Attendance was 40,000. Impressive number. It didn't seem like there was that many people there, but um, why would Wikipedia lie to me?
Oh my god, I've got a big piece. I got another big piece of news after we do this. So let's get into this.
Yeah. I mean, there's only 5 matches on the show.
Yeah.
So not a lot to review, not a lot to write home about. Um, I thought it was a decent show, somewhat predictable.
Yeah.
Um, and it just seemed like the crowd wasn't maybe as into it as they necessarily could have been. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that is just my opinion on the show. What say you, Scooter?
I mean, yeah, it was. This was a mid-level show. I hate the fact that they're going back so soon in
In November.
November.
Yeah, they usually
Like,
do November.
I know, but with everything going on, like, come on, man, this is not fair anymore. Like, yeah, you're a business, you got to expand like globally, but you know that's why you have divisions. Like, I don't want to have to like book a. I don't want to have to like book a have a passport just so I can go see pro wrestling.
I mean, you're getting AEW Forbidden Door.
That is true at the the Irritable Bowel Syndrome Arena.
Oh, I thought it was at um.
No, it's not at Arthur Ashe.
Okay,
Yeah, they
that's
have
the week after.
yeah.
Um. So let's get into it. You got Liv Morgan defeating Becky Lynch to win the Women's World Championship in 16 minutes and 25 seconds.
In case people did not realize, Liv Morgan clearly was channeling Britney Spears. Becky Lynch was channeling Anne Hathaway from The Devil Wears Prada.
Is that confirmed?
Yes, that is. Um, it is one of the prominent outfits she wears in the movie, and it's also hello, it's a pantsuit. It literally is. She could literally get a job at a magazine and wear it again.
Very true. Um, I think it was an okay match. For whatever reason, it didn't necessarily click for me. It wasn't a bad match, but it kind of felt like they were just exchanging moves to each other for some reason. The
Yeah.
the only part where there was maybe psychology to it was when Dominic Mysterio, interfered, and obviously that was good shit, and I liked that. Um, but it seemed like it took a long time to get there. You could have done this in this is 16 minutes. You could have did this in 7 or 8 minutes, and you could have
Hell,
still got the same result.
honestly, you probably could have put Becky over and done the result in the cage.
But how would have Liv gotten another title match?
Do we really have to explain that? I mean, you still have Dominic. You still have Dominic interfere, but Becky wins in Saudi Arabia, and then you have the finish on Monday that
Well, I
we
mean,
got.
but honestly, the cage match was to write Becky Lynch out of the story
Yes.
because
Yeah.
she
But
doesn't have a rematch clause to hold to when she comes back.
yeah, and I mean everybody was paying attention to the kiss anyway. So
Right.
and Michael Cole just yelling at Dominic.
Wasn't he very against Dominic being with mommy?
No, I think it's more about Dominic cheating on mommy.
I could not
I don't.
necessarily tell you.
I. I mean. I mean, when there are pictures of mommy's husband on mommy's ass. Um. Yeah. That this makes me think that mommy's coming back with Buddy Matthews.
It does, doesn't it?
So I mean, and honestly, you know what? You know what? Screw it. Bring Alistair back and have him usurp Damien.
Hmm. But what happens to Selena Vega then?
She's still with the LWO, so it doesn't matter. She can still dress like Street Fighter all she wants. She can Kenny Omega the shit out of that.
Well, she was Demon Slayer on Raw last week, so
I mean, again, remember, Street Fighter 6, one of the few places where you can find an AEW wrestler and a WWE wrestler.
how many stars do you give this one?
Um, I'll be honest, I like the result. Um, I think Dominic should have really kind of tried to act a little bit more. Um, 3.
I give it 3.5 because of the finish. Right person won in the right manner, which was Liv Morgan by the way of Dominic Mysterio. Alright, now we have a triple threat match: Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed for the Intercontinental Championship. 13 minutes and 40 seconds it lasted. Sami Zayn picked up the victory. Um, Unexpectedly really good actually. There was a lot of high points, a lot of um, creativity. There was a lot of just upbeat pro wrestling in this match, and I attribute a lot of that to Chad Gable. Um, it worked for me, and the story that they were telling also worked. But Otis costing Chad the match. But what say you, Scooter?
Um, excuse me.
You okay?
Ooh, wrong pipe.
Ouch.
Ooh, we may have to edit that. Wow. Okay, now I know not to do that again. Never exhale your weed while wearing a facial mask. I mean, that's good. It's good, but you're gonna choke. Um, Honestly, I think there was too much with Otis and the decision of him feeling bad about hitting Sammy, but not Bronson. It was just like Otis, make a decision, man. And it was more of that on Raw, and it's
It does have to go somewhere at some point, but
yes. I mean, none of us thought Sammy was losing. Still, I will say decent match. I'll give it 3.5.
Yeah, I'll give it 3.5 as well. Alright, Nia Jax defeated Lara Valkyria for to win the Queen of the Ring crown in 9 minutes and 40 seconds. I actually enjoyed this match. It had good pro wrestling logic
Uh,
applied to it. You know, Nia was the monster, Valkyria was the you know, the underdog babyface. Uh, and not to mention, like, the way that Nia won the match was, you know, just.
this kind of reminded me of. I don't want to say 95 because we hate 95. But it was almost like 94. With Owen and Razor. And that it was just like it was the right amount of storytelling and the right amount of push
Yes.
for the face. In that, yeah, she lost, but look at how far she got.
Right.
You know, most of the time we're like, damn, she deserved it, she deserved that, and we're looking at the destination, we're not looking at the journey,
Right.
and that's what as the crow flies, which I guess surprisingly Lyra is living her gimmick and it's working. Quite honestly, so hey, I mean, and you didn't expect to like Lyra Valkyria.
Not necessarily. No.
So
I mean, I wasn't
I'm
necessarily cheering for her, but like I did gasp when like Nia murdered her at the end of the match, where she just put all her body weight down on her to pin her.
yeah, that was.
That was sick.
I also wish that was me.
Yeah. Gotta pay for that OnlyFans, buddy.
She's my mommy.
Hmm. How many stars you give this one?
I will give it 3.5. I will give it 6.5 if I ever find myself in Lyra's position under Nia.
You know what? I'll give it 4 stars. It hit all the right buttons. That brings us to the King of the Ring finals. Gunther defeated Randy Orton in 21 minutes and 50 seconds. Um, it was a pretty good match. Maybe was missing something. I'm not entirely sure what. Um, but still a good match that kinda ended on a flat note, if I'm being completely honest. Scooter?
Yeah, I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be Randy. We knew Randy wasn't going to win this. Did they need Gunther to win to explain getting a title match at SummerSlam? No, because we kind of knew that, once he lost the Intercontinental title, where else was he going to go except up? And if he wasn't going to go up, he was screwed.
Right.
So, I mean, King Gunther, I mean, I love the fact that he's like, yes, but none of you are worthy of the coronation, so, no coronation.
And the simple fact that he doesn't want to wear the crown either.
Which, I believe is actually I think it's kind of based in the fact that I don't. Does Austria even have a king anymore? Isn't it King Ludwig? But nevertheless, you know, this is like Gunther and Randy would be a match we'd see on a filler PLE, like a Payback or God, I can't remember any other like or a Backlash when it's not in France. Yeah, a potential Royal Rumble undercard match, a SummerSlam filler match. So I'll be happy. Well, since we're not going to see Randy versus Gunther again, I'd be happy if they never, face each other again for another some odd years. Both can do better. I'll give it 3. This was an average match, and that's kind of disappointing because you kind of have to say this is Gunther's worst performance yet so far.
Yeah, you could probably say that.
But only because he's had such a spectacular showing.
Literally
So
everywhere else.
yeah, even his worst is better than let's say Gable Stevenson's best.
Right. um. Yeah, I would say maybe a 3 would suffice for this match.
Yep, I would as well. Yeah, I did. In fact, I did, didn't I?
Yep.
Oh!
And we are being joined by Kaliko Yachts.
A new challenger has arrived.
Yes, I have entered the chat. Soccer took longer than expected.
We're talking Randy Orton versus Gunther. What was your thoughts on the match, and how many stars do you give it?
Ooh. I mean, the ending kind of made it wonky, but it was a good match. If he finished, but at least they acknowledged it, so I guess they give him props there. It's a solid 3.5. I mean, kind of knew who was winning.
Yeah. Alright, and that brings us to the main event. Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Logan Paul. Logan Paul was defeated in 24 minutes and 20 seconds. Cody retains. It was a great match just to put Cody over. And Logan Paul did his job to the T, I would say.
Yep.
But, if you thought Logan Paul was going to win at any time in the match, then, you're, again, I have a bridge to sell you. Which does kind of take away from the overall enjoyment of the match, but again, it did exactly what it needed to do, which was get Cody more over than he already is.
I thought the star of the match was Michael Cole.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I mean, I thought for a minute that Corey was going to deck Logan for attempting to get his hands on Michael Cole.
It almost seemed that way, didn't it?
And I would not be surprised because remember, Corey's cleared to wrestle now.
Oh, that's right.
So Corey Graves, Logan Paul match.
I mean, especially we never wanted.
Especially when it has the potential to get Seth involved if they really wanted to.
Don't know about that, but
I mean, it's just I'm just thinking out loud, but fantasy booking and all that.
I gotcha. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, I'm assuming the Saudis wanted Logan Paul, and that's the only reason he was in this match. But I must say, he performs. For people who hate him, and he wrestles. His schedule's lighter than Roman's, but when he shows up, he shows out. So you got to give him props for that.
I will say this: I cannot stop drinking Cherry Freeze Prime.
The fruit punch is the only one that I can
no!
withstand.
Oh my God! Try the Cherry Freeze. It's like drinking Hawaiian Punch bubblegum.
I don't know. The grape one tastes like Robitussin to me for some odd reason.
No. Oh, Cherry Freeze. For the love of God, don't drink anything else. Maybe the ice pop. But
Ice pop's not bad.
Oh my God, the Cherry Freeze. It's like you ever have 7-Up gum? Cherry 7-Up gum as a kid?
Yes.
That's what it tastes like.
Really? I might have to. All right, I give it a shot.
I know you'd appreciate it, Kaliko. You and I have the same tastes.
I might have to stop by my nearest store then.
Alright, how many stars do you give this one, Scooter?
I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give it 4.
Kaliko?
Same 4.
I agree, 4. Alright, the show as a whole, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, Scooter.
Thumbs in the middle.
Kaliko?
Ugh. But the but what's that? Anyways, I say 3/4 because we got the people that were predicted to win. Like 3/4. Nia shout out. Nia Jax shout out. Redemption story of all ages.
I'll give it thumbs in the middle. It's not necessarily a show I'm going to go back and look at, fondly. So yeah. Alright, that will conclude our coverage of King and Queen of the Ring.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.